There's no doubt in the history of our vineyard that the climate has changed. The reality is that our vintages has got earlier by an average of probably 3 weeks over 30 years, maybe even 4 weeks when you actually take out some of the discrepancies from year to year. And also a lot of the varieties that used to probably struggle to get sugar ripe in the warmer areas of the vineyard 30 odd years ago have now been moved to some of the cool areas in the vineyard and ripen very easily. So there's no doubt that there has been a shift, and we generally see that, as I said, with our starting time of vintage, but also our finishing time of vintage. You know, we sometimes used to pick all the way through to May, but it's quite rare for us now to even be picking into April. Usually our harvest is done by then. So one of our philosophies, both in the vineyard and winery and the business in general, is low intervention and sustainability. Every practice that we do in the vineyard sort of points towards that philosophy. We have a wastewater system where all my winery wastewater goes down through some settling ponds and ends up in a dam full of beautiful fish and frogs. So we must be doing something right. But that is a check for me that I can't be putting harsh chemicals down the drains. So it makes me look at every single one of my practices. Out in the vineyard, we do minimal chemical sprays. We're lucky that we're in a region that has a reasonably low disease pressure, so that we can actually do that here. We are essentially almost self-sufficient with solar panels in the winery too. So we're really trying to close that loop, and we're essentially trying to get as off-grid as we possibly can. But it also flows down to my harvest operations as well. So all our grape mark at the end of it, so all the pressed grapes at the end, which have got absolutely zero chemicals in them at that point, they get fed to the local Black Angus, or they end up in a large pile for fertiliser for the following year that can go back onto the vineyard. So it's something that's incredibly important to us, and it basically flows through virtually our operations through the entire business.